as Durf last year committed an error earlier in the season, and it was when he was playing center field actually with Saddleback, but did not commit another one for the rest of the season. So just shocking to see these errors pop up for the man who was stable for Saddleback. Push bunt here. Caden Byers will now charge in, and everyone is safe. It looked like he thought about laying off it and going to Gallegos, and then he thought about letting it go fair foul, and then it just turned into a disaster class defensively for Vanguard. It looks like Peg's going to pull the plug here.
Yeah, there's just miscommunication. Byers going over to first base thinking Gallegos is going to take it all.
Popped up bunt to Paymart. It's done well. Paymart fires over to Helene, and it's an effective sack bunt for Smith.
Yeah, good job. Just put 2 runners in scoring position, especially for a hitter like Schwartz, which I really wonder why he's kind of further down the lineup. We saw the veteran presence that he had last year.
Now up number 20.
I mean, I guess if you have firepower like him in the 8th spot, you got a lineup with serious depth.
I mean, it's just a testament to Point Loma's depth overall. I mean, you talked about if you have him in your 8th spot, you know you're doing something right. And what they had an opportunity to do a moment ago with nobody out. This ball is pulled. It's a fair ball. Sir's got a long way to go. It'll easily be the 2 runs coming on home as he's looking to go to 3 is Schwartz. The throw is not going to be in time. It's a stand-up 2 RBI triple for Point Loma. It's 5-2 here in the top of the 6th. Good enough for him, and he repeated that effort against Azusa just a few days ago. Push bunt here. D. Scott will field it, will yield, and it's going to be 6-2 now. An effective sack bunt for May as it looked like Scott wanted to come home. Gallegos charging in, and it looked a little bit clustered there on the fielding effort.
Yeah, and again, it looked like another setup where there's miscommunication.
Vanguard trying to not lose their 3rd consecutive series to start Pac West play. 4th series overall as Paymart sends this one to the moon. Solo shot, 3 for 3 afternoon for Big B-Pay.
And he's just staring into his dugout, trying to get this team fired up. And in a big way right there, just getting runs on the board. But it's a matter of, can the rest of this lineup stay focused and get fired up right now to get a rally going?
3rd career home run for Brian Paymart with Vanguard. Man, Zuby, he had 5 hits all of last year. He was hitless coming in today. He has 3 hits already.
And he's showing.
Certainly got burned there, as that was a no-doubter to left field on the 3-2. Skritzy, though, going to have to face against another imminent threat. And Tyler Shiganaka, he's going to hang it up, and the wind will have it die down, as we thought we were going back-to-back Bobby Jacks, but unfortunately not to be. Tristan Moore's got that one with ease. But Vanguard does show some signs of life. It was a brief spark from Big B-Pay. Brian Paymart doing the honors. The lead is now only 3 for Point Loma. Back in a flash. To the back third of this game we go. Bolt on the ground. B-Pay flashes the leather with ease and goes down to an E. Gets up and it's away on the one hopper. Gets over the glove of Gallegos. And that will allow Burnett to reach on the errors. Monterey Bay to start the season. Arriaga lays it down beautifully as Scott will fire over to Helene, who dropped it. And goodness me, when it rains, it pours. Here in Southern California, it is another Vanguard error, Zuby, and it is, oof. They're going to come home. The throw is away. Another miscue for Vanguard. It was going to be a tight play. Both runners are moving up. Scott's going to eat it and not compound anything and turn it into a little league ball game. But it is 7-3. 4 errors now, 3 of them in this inning alone, and they are all consecutive, Zuby.
There's no other way to put it as just this. This is terrible baseball. It's a circus going on right now. Miscommunication. Not able to catch a ball, not able to make a good throw. And I mean, it's more than the wheels falling off. It feels like the whole engine is just taken out of this.
I mean, the transmission's gone, the carburetor, the transponder. I mean, everything.
The catalytic converter that everybody wants to take.
I mean, check engine lights on, the oil lights on. I mean, this is a Nissan Sentra if I've ever seen one.
There's no other way to describe it.
And you know, you try to be positive, but I mean, this feels like rock bottom, does it? Does it not, Zuby? I mean, you're on a 10-game losing streak. This is the longest. This is the worst start to a single season this century, Zuby. And we're not exaggerating. This ball is going to be sawed off to the bullpen and out of play. But I mean, people are thinking that it's bad. No, it is. It is as bad as you think it could be, because you look at the worst starts in program history. In 2000, Vanguard finished the season 9-38. They started that season 5-12. So statistically, Vanguard is off to a worse start than that year, and they finished 9-38 that season. You hope that's not where this train is headed, but it just feels bad. It's going to get underneath the glove of D. Scott on the comebacker, and it is just coming down in droves right now. There is more than just salt in the wound. There is sulfuric acid in the wound right now for Vanguard.
An inch and they take a mile. You know they're going to lay down bunts. They're going to be moving stuff around. If you cannot make the plays, it's game over for you.
And another bunt has been laid down. Coach Pegg is now looking for answers in his dugout. He just looked at his chart that's hanging in the dugout, and he's looking to make a defensive change. And they're going to slide Bipe over to first and remove Gallegos from the ball game, as Coach Pegg has seen enough this inning, and I can't blame him because, I mean, again, you're trying to be positive, but when you look at historically what this start to the season has meant for VU, I mean, this is the worst start this century. Through the order in the top of the inning, just took advantage. Scott fields it cleanly, and he will go to Helene, who's covering the bag at first, as Vanguard finally puts an out on the board as a sarcastic round of applause echoes throughout the ballpark. This is not a bad team. This ball's going to be smoked to Shiggy, who retreats suddenly as the nightmare is finally over. But this is not a bad team. It has not been cohesive, and it has just been, again, lost for words. It's 10-3. Vanguard's down by 7 as it is finally time to stretch, as Zuby will sing "Take Me Out to the Bowl Game." Right?
I don't got the voice in me.
Bottom of the 7th. 7-run game.
There's no real threat to this lineup right now.
Strikeouts for Skritsky. It's his third one through 1 1/3. But they were not out of it as this ball will be hit to Shiggy, and he's got it as they had a little tail at the end that aided Shiggy in his pursuit. There's no juice. I mean, this is where you miss a guy like Kevin Pence to kind of pick up your dugout. Ceballos sees this ball laced to center field. Davis has a ways to go. He will veer into the shadow of the shrubbery in center field as no runs come across on the top of the 8th, but Vanguard's got to get busy right now. Hoping that does not come into fruition. They also had a 7-game losing streak in 1999, JB, which, fun fact, they actually beat your UCLA Bruins that season by a score of 11-7.
Interesting. I didn't know they played the middle.
Skritsky. This is high there.
I really want to know what the conversation was at home plate, because could it be a possible something have to do with sign stealing?
Don't know what it may be. Chase Easterton has a lot of speed, so the sac fly from Helene will make this 10-4. Chase Easterton has a nice little jog on home. Paymard hangs it in the air to Ryan, who will saunter back, make a couple of hops, and the inning is over. Helene's sac fly makes Vanguard at least break the streak of consecutive games of 3 runs or less. The problem is Point Loma has 10. Zuby, you got some breaking news for me right now?
I guess we don't care about D2 baseball.
We do care. I mean, right now you got Rodriguez, who's 3 for 4 so far today. He's got a third of Point Loma's hits. Ceballos missing there, 1-1. But I mean, even though we don't use them, you said D2 Baseball has a new ranking that just came out?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, for their rankings, they're pretty credible, at least in my opinion. So, I mean, they put Point Loma now at 13, and Westmont still hanging just in the top 25 at 25. So, I mean, I think that poll just makes a little bit more sense, especially because Point Loma was picked to win the Pac West.
Which is, again, interesting when you talk about who was picked to win the Pac West, because Westmont actually received more first-place votes than Point Loma. Heart of the Zone is fouled off, 2-2.
And, I mean, when you start off 14-3 and have a 10-0 record, there's a reason why you get kind of ranked higher.
And the thing is, they were looking for revenge. When they swept Hawaii Pacific, that one felt personal. When you think back to the walk-off that, fortunately, I was on site for that evening out in Fresno, I mean, that was a heck of a ball game. This ball's going to be pulled through the left side as Rodriguez has 4 hits today, which I believe is his season high, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, it is, surpassing his 3-for-3 effort he had against Chaminade and his 3-for-4 effort against Hawaii Pacific. Speaking of Hawaii Pacific, think back to last year's Pac West walk-off.
From the failures.
Ceballos declares from the windup, and that ball winds up in the left center gap. 11, and we've got some trouble on the base pass here. They apply the tag, and there's a bit of a conundrum here as, Helene is now going to chase down the lead runner, throw it over to Perez, and he applies the tag as he will be out for the second out. So 11-4, but a bit of a conundrum there for Point Loma. The first time we've seen a miscue from them offensively. This ball's going to glance off Ceballos' glove. Helene barehanded grab. He throws over to Paymard. It's in time! He gives Ceballos a slap on the rear end as Helene gets a highlight play for himself.
5 for 13 with a 385 average. But those opportunities came early on in the game, as you have got to be kidding me.
Stop it.
Rodriguez just did us so dirty right there. I mean,
stunting on him, Zooey.
Great play by the third baseman Rodriguez, and I mean, the come-out party for him is continuing.
This infield has been phenomenal all day, to be honest with you. I mean, May got the party started early. Remember the chance that Point Loma's dugout was given to him for his phenomenal efforts. Bernath continuing his efforts as the all-conference shortstop from a season ago. Rodriguez, as you just saw the play he made earlier.
If you hold on to it, that avalanche will come.
Up in the air, foul territory. Good pursuit, and it will be caught by May, as Point Loma does exactly what they set out to do as the number 15 team. Just under 3 hours of game time for this one. We'll be back in 30 minutes for Game 2 for doubleheader. I say we, but it's just be me, as Zuby is taking off and leaving me high and dry, unfortunately. Thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome.
Gonna miss it. Sure, the folks at home are gonna miss you too.
I don't believe that at all. I think they're tired of hearing me.
Sure, they're tired of hearing both of us. But final score, once again, 11-4 in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Back in 30 for Game 2.